Hey kids, it's Mark Miller here. That's my CodeRushed drone flying right by there. Rory just lost internet like a second ago, so he was with us. We were ready to go, and then he just blipped off the face of the internet. So, oh, he's coming in, calling in right now. Let's see what happens.
Hello.
Hey, I can hear you, buddy.
I'm back.
Nice.
I can see you, and that's good. I'm not sure what happened there. I guess the quirks of a new office and new internet.
No worries. Let me share my sound with you so you can hear that. Looks pretty good. So Roy's with us. Yay. Thanks. How you doing, buddy? You're in a new office today?
I am. And that, ironically, I was about to tell you that I have hitherto unfathomable quantities of internet. So when it's up, I have something in the order of 100 gigabits. It's ridiculous. So yes, but obviously it doesn't work 100%, as it just died on us just shortly before.
Wow.
A little weird.
Wow, that's a little weird. All right. I'm just checking out my blue screen there, making a minor adjustment to it there.
I love the background.
Well, oh, thanks. Yeah,
particularly suits the drone there. It's almost like the Enterprise in space.
You're right. It is, isn't it? It's like, all right, let's go moving left 4 seconds. Yes, yes, Captain. There we go. Well, glad to be here. Hey, look at this. I've only got 11 coins. I don't know what's going on with that.
Slacking.
Yeah, slacking. I don't know what's happening. I'm on vacation this week. I'm going to take off tomorrow and Thursday, so I will not be here on those days. We will have no stream tomorrow, no stream on Thursday. We'll be back on Tuesday.
It's funny you should say that. I'm taking vacation the week after.
You son of a... We should really try to coordinate.
We should have coordinated a little better on this, yeah.
Don't you think, Rory?
Week starting the 12th, I am gone for 5 days. No tech is the objective.
Wow.
No tech of any kind.
See, whenever I go on a vacation, I'm always sneaking my tech. I'm taking it, so nobody knows. And that's my goal. All right, let's get some business done here. Let's get some work done here. We're at episode 153. For goodness sakes, kids! It's like they said it couldn't be done. Let's go ahead and we're going to add that tag, push that out there. Let's go take a look at that. I think, as I recall, I had some. I'm trying to remember where I left off. Were you with us on Thursday? I feel like you were not.
No, I was not.
Okay. So
that was my moving day.
I kind of made some progress, and I think there was a bug somewhere and I couldn't figure that out. Just like the day before, pushed at it, and then spent left it alone for a bit. Came back a little later, looked at it, and I was like, oh, okay. So I whatever bugs we were in the middle of dealing with last time appear to be essentially fixed at this point. The wind-ups have been wound up. By the way, this is our episode 153, begin the source code. I just checked that in. So Copper Beardy's here. Hey, welcome, Copper Beardy. Glad to have you with us. I'm bummed you suppressed your intro. Yours is one of my favorites. But that's okay. That's okay. There'll be time. When next time it comes, we'll be so excited, though. So let me just kind of I guess we'll do a little show and tell. I'll show you the wind-ups so you can see what's going on with those. Let's do this. Let's click over here. I think I'm going to have to send the data over again. Maybe not. Maybe it will work. So let's see. Oh, no, wait. It's not. I can see that it's not working because there's no data in the screen there. So send it one more time. There we go. So let's just try and do a simple Chaos Bolt attack. So, all right. So cool. So here's Chaos Bolt. What's interesting, though, I'm noticing is the player views are not changing automatically. It seems like that happens sometimes. This is what I should be looking at right here. So the wind-up. Here's the Chaos Bolt wind-up. So this is like super freaking cool what we ended up getting. I don't know, were you here when we got these wind-ups actually working?
Not for this one. There was one orbiting your head that I saw.
And it was in sync, right? We got the sync problem solved with you?
Maybe not. No, okay. It did start drifting off, didn't it?
Yeah. So the sync problem we had on Wednesday, which was your last day with us, and I solved the sync problem right after we shut the show down. So you left us. I kept working on it. We noticed the pieces were out of sync, and I fixed it. It was essentially like a I'm not sure if it's fair to say a rounding error, but the idea is this. Let's say every time I go to draw a frame, I know, okay, I'm supposed to draw the frame now, and I'm off by like some fraction of a second. No, sure. I wasn't tracking that, and so the next time I came to draw a frame, I might be in or off, but I might be off by a fraction of a second again, and I'm not cumulatively tracking those. I'm instead marking, well, the last time I drew the frame was at the last time of the call. So what's happening is in some cases I'm losing time, in other cases I may not be. And that's how things got out of sync. Once I started tracking that data, we're in sync now. So the pieces are behind me and in sync with the pieces in front. So if I move off to the side like this, you can see the kind of little ball or the meteor kind of shooting around like that. So the windups are before the spell is cast. So we've got those with spells, and we'll have those with weapons. I don't have those assets in yet, but those will come. Here's lightning lure right here. So again, right, really cool effect. It's spinning around us, right? I'm loving it. Here's Melf's meteors right there. There's that one, Ray of Frost. It's like a little Casper the Ghost going around. Ray of Frost is actually combining a couple of these. In fact, all of these are combining a couple of these basic kind of spinning effects that we've got. This one combines smoke, which I've turned white. I've adjusted the color to white, which we can do just by sending data across. A hue adjust, a brightness, saturation. So I take saturation, drop it to 0, crank brightness way up. And I've got a white cloud instead of a colored cloud. But that same cloud I use in Melf's Meteor, that smoke, I'm sorry, not the cloud, but the smoke that trails it, the kind of white smoke, I use it in Melf's Meteor, but I turn it black. And it's the same graphic. It's just scaled down and modified. So I have one set of asset that's reused and combined with others multiple times to create these different kind of spell effects that are out there. Here's Chill Touch, and I've got it kind of, again, very cool how it kind of comes up from behind there like that. The only thing I want to do on this, Rory, beyond this, this is where this is where Overkill Productions gets its name from. Check this out. So here's the spec. I'm going to pitch the spec, and you tell me, is that overkill or not? The spec is to create a plugin for OBS that watches me, figures out where my head is, where my shoulders are.
You were going to say that.
And when I move, it moves with me. It looks like it's attached to my body, because right now they're too rigid. Right? They're too rigid. And I just want a little flexibility. Well, to get that, I'm going to have to write some code. Now, it turns out I've actually done this before. I've written code that takes a video image and tells you where the form is inside of it. That basically goes in and turns this into like a vector form and says, here's where I think the head is, here's the shoulders, that sort of thing.
This is not so far from the Kinect stuff of way back.
Right. In fact, I was working with the Kinect, and Wild Genie raiding with Party 3. Oh my God, Wild Genie! No!
Wild Genie and Party.
No, Wild Genie, it's too many. Stop it. That's too much. We can't handle that. All right, fine. Welcome, Wild Genie. I hope you guys had a great stream over there. We're in the middle of, I'm just doing show and tell here, showing what we worked on since the last show. This is the Dungeons and Dragons game. We are continuing to work on our remote control for it, and as well as the effects. Now, over the weekend, I did this. So watch this. If I want to inflict some damage here, first let's enter combat like that. So there's entering combat. It automatically is rolling initiative for the 4 players. You're only seeing 2 of us, Fred and myself. The other 2 are not with us right now. But now that I've rolled initiative and we're in here, I can now start inflicting damage. So you can see I've got 26 hit points right down there. And if I throw in inflict 5 points of damage, you'll see a little blood effect there. That's 5. If I double it up to 10, it should be twice as high. There we go. And if I go to 20, now I'm only got 11 left, but if I go to 20...
You're going to be a bit dead soon.
There we go, full screen. So we've got different blood effects that occur. different blood effects that occur based on the amount of damage that you do. The only thing I don't like about it that I want to fix is if I got at 2 points of damage, you can just barely see it come up over the top.
Yeah.
It's like I cut my finger.
It's there, but yeah.
Right? Roy, I cut my finger on the keyboard. It's okay. It's just a flesh wound. I think I'm going to be okay. It's not like it's, let me just, I think it's okay. There we go. How's that look? Oh, a little more. So, I love my show. So anyway, Wild Genie says hi. Thank you so much, Wild Genie, for the raid. Jetsam says just a boo-boo. Yeah, it's just a little boo-boo. But I don't like when I only have 1 point of damage. When it's 1 point of damage and we inflict, we can barely see it. So what I need to do... What'd you say?
It's not really discernible at all.
Yeah, not discernible. Now, it rarely happens, but still, Overkill Production says everything's got to be perfect, so, that's what we want to do. I'm going to go back to Chaos Bolt. I like this better. Speaking of which, hold on a second. Let me go show you. Ava has got some cool effects as well. What's this? Shield of Faith. Sanctuary? Sanctuary. Sanctuary looks really good. On her when this goes around, the sanctuary effect, because it's got this kind of 6-sided kind of spinning thing that spins around her, right? So that's one of the things that's very cool there. What else do we got here? Divine Sense. That's an effect that spins around her.
Like the sound effect. That's it.
Yeah, Cure Wounds. Yeah, so that's what's cool about this. Okay, so that's all the stuff that's done. These are essentially wrapped up. They haven't all been built and assigned. Wrathful Smite. So in addition to wrapping effects, we can do other things as well. Like we've got the Thunder Strike right there that's happening, and Thunder is to Smite as well. So these all have, there's different things like the sound effects here for the Wrathful Smite is that kind of psychic damage, and if we were to roll the attack roll, you'd hear that same kind of sound effect for that psychic damage on that.
A world of hurt.
On that right there, right? So we can hear announcer bot is kicking in, starting to comment more on the rolls. When we change the players, announcer bot's there. It's like that. We hide the scroll, right? The pieces are coming together. In fact, I think we are not far from going live on this. This is for another show on Twitch called Dragon Humpers. So it's twitch.tv/Dragon So getting close. Now, the cool thing is, I was thinking, this whole time I was thinking, oh, geez, how are we going to control it remotely? This is an area I don't have expertise in. It's gonna be a big mess. I'm gonna have to write, and the way I envisioned it, it was a big mess as I envisioned it. It was classic Overkill Productions kind of thing where players would be able to queue up their actions. The apps would be talking to some server somewhere, and including things like, remember we talked about drawing walls, being able to say, okay, I'm casting a spell that's going to cast a wall in this shape. All of that on the map, all of those things. And I got to a point where I was like, oh, wait, there's an easy way to remotely control this that can get us going and starting, soon. And the easy way, yeah. Roy's like, sounds good. I like it.
I like easy.
I like it. I like easy too. Let's see if I can bring this up on the screen right here. This is, I've got my cords kind of cable tied up here, so I can barely get that in screen. I'll hold it upside down. This is my Stream Deck right here. This is one of the things that I use to control the show. For example, when Will Bennett does something amazing, I come over here and I click here and I click that button right there. Because Will Bennett rocks, right? For example, like that. And that's a pretty reliable thing. That's going to happen. Or when Rory does something awesome, I'll say, like that. Right. So, hold on a second. I want to drop down my brightness over here. Can I do that? I'm trying to.
We're on a slight tangent. We've actually had Will Bennett introduce himself with no suppression of anything, and there was no fanfare.
Oh, yeah. You know what? We had, I think the no fanfare is linked to these not working. when these don't change, also don't change the scene. It's like it's the plugin to OBS seems to be failing. That's kind of what seems to be going on. And I think that when we've done this in the past, we've restarted and that solved it. So let's try a restart in here. And Will Bennett's here. You can trust his code. His principles are so solid, he has dry dreams at night. Will Bennett is in the house. By the way, I slightly changed Will Bennett's intro. Let's close these down and restart and see if that gets everything happy and working again. What am I missing to close? This right here. And there we closed. Shut down Chrome. Now, where are we going today?
Good question.
Well, I'm going to talk about how we're going to remote control. So how are we going to remote control? Let's see. Well, then it says no tech vacays are overrated. Don't you need an alarm on your phone to tell you when it's over? An app on your tablet to tell you how much time is remaining? Yes.
I might never come back.
Yeah.
Alarm. It's a good point. Although I'm fairly sure my wife will remind me. She's got a great built-in sense of these things.
Yeah.
She always knows when to tell me what to do.
Oh, that's awesome. There we go. Oh, I need my towel. Oh, look, Rory. Look what's growing. Copperbeard, tried to come in without that. All right, so now that means we're going to get Will. Will, why don't you say something, Will, and we'll look at your slightly revised intro. And let's slightly revised. All right, let's turn that off. Turn that back on again. Let's get the back scroll overlay. Turn that off, turn that back on again. So now we've got some fanfare here. Yeah, I'm not sure why that's not working, why that sometimes doesn't work, Rory. It's super interesting to me. Okay, so talking about the Stream Deck, right? I realized I can send my DM a Stream Deck. In the Stream Deck, you can specify a chat client, a Twitch login, and send chat messages out to that. And I realized, oh, I can create a second Twitch client here in the code that listens specifically to chat messages from the Dungeon Master into the chat room. So we're using Twitch as our server, essentially, to hold the data or communicate. So what happens, or you could argue that we're using Twitch as the channel to communicate, and we're using our WPF app as our server. So what's going to happen is, because it's kind of a server, right? The WPF app is also communicating to the overlays in the stream, right? And I've essentially solved all the problems without doing any hard work, right? So once
that's the way to solve problems. That is the way to do it.
Yeah. Everybody else was like, Mark, you're finally getting your comeuppance with this app. You're going to have to. It's going to get complex, and you're going to have to sweat. So, Will Bennett, what changed? You got kind of a purple. You got purple fire coming in. Will, it's for purple fire. I changed the hue a bit. I think Will's looking for something more. I think Will feels. I'm getting the sense that Will is let down. It could be the latency, or it could be he just doesn't want to say anything right now. Yeah. Okay. I get nervous when people don't talk. By the way, Rory.
Yeah.
It's my wife's secret to getting everything she wants. She just raises her eyebrows, stops talking. I'm just like, I'll take you to Vegas. Fire is red, rain is purple.
Okay. Grass is green, sky is blue.
All right. I think he's saying that my fire should be red. I think he wants more red fire. All right, we'll see what we can do here. Says Prince. Fire is red, rain is purple. Yeah, purple rain.
No.
All right. So check it out. Look at me. I created an interface because you know what? Interfaces are signs of smart programmers. So I made an interface, Dungeon Master app. And it's going to be able to do things like apply damage or health change, set hidden threshold, get player ID from the name, start of the name. So if I pass an M, it'll come back and give the player ID for the character of Merkin, which is my character name. Roll a wild magic check. Select a character. I can do these things. These are things the Dungeons & Dragons app will be able to do.
Okay.
All right, next. Let me bring this up. This is the Stream Deck UI for programming it. Right here. This is my normal deck that I've got here with all of the things I say. Disclaimer, right? If I double click that, is it going to work? Now I got to just hit the button, I guess. Right? So that's what I normally use. But also in here, oh wow, it's showing up on the wrong monitor. Whoops, I don't want that. I just switched to right deck. That's not what I want. Go back, switch to left deck. I want to grab down here. I want to grab the Dragon Humper Show. And so now we've got these buttons here. And what I want to be able to do, and I think I can actually do this now, if I click on Fred, the Fred button, well, I was expecting that to change. Totally expecting that to change. That did not change when I clicked on it. Why is that? Because I thought I had that kind of working. In the chat bot, let's see if we're getting the handle message. Set a breakpoint there. See if we're getting any of that coming in. That would explain why we're not. Okay, so nothing's coming in there. Which means we're probably not getting anything here. Is that right? Let's see, click again. Not getting anything there. Oh, wait, we are. Hold on. User ID 247121151. We just don't have that user ID. We've only got one in there. Perf issue here. I just clicked on that. Okay. User IDs that we're listening to. We're not listening to me.
I think we should definitely be listening to you.
I think we should too. That's my problem. Okay, so let's go
Unless
in.
for some reason that isn't you. Do we know for a fact that that is and that's not somebody else having said something?
Pretty sure this is me, is what I think. But I think...
So arguably the other question is, why are we listening to the other two?
Because they are... hold on a second here. DMBot initialize. I want to set a breakpoint here.
Yeah, neither of those values on screen are the ones that were in the quick tip.
Yeah, let's try it one more time here. Hold on a second. Let's go back over. Yeah, I think I've got it in the clipboard here. Hold on a second. Yeah, it was 274. Which is interesting. Now I did change the account. Yeah. No, this makes sense because I changed the account on this right here. It's of a different account right there. So we need to go fix that. We need to call initialize again and add one more here and to who it's going to listen to. So we will set a breakpoint there, I think, like that, and one more time trigger it. And now I want to come in and say the DM chatbot.initialize of this. Just execute that on one line of code right there. Boom, that should get us our breakpoint. And then we're going to go give it that ID. And that ID is going to be, what did I just paste in? It was that. What'd you say?
74 or something.
Yeah, 274.
Needs slightly more accurate than I would articulate.
All right, so now this is going to listen to those three folks. All right, so we're going to run it. And, oh, check it out. We got a change, I think. We got, I saw something appear and then it disappeared, though. That's really unusual and strange.
Fred definitely showed up.
Yeah, Fred showed up. Let me initialize player data again one more time from the main app there. And you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to let's send one more message over here again, and let's get rid of this because we don't need this now. That'll be fixed next time we run. run it. And let's see if I can switch to lady. There we go. All right, cool. So now I'm hitting the buttons. Merkin.
Merkin Bushwhacker.
Right. Ava.
Ava.
Right. So now the DM can remotely choose whose turn it is just by hitting those buttons on the on their stream deck. Right.
Nice.
So they're right over here. Hit the button, and it's Merkin's turn. Right, like that sort of thing. The scroll close I don't think works yet. I don't think I hooked that up. And I'm not sure if damage works yet. Does damage work? I don't think it does. Let's see what happens with damage if I hit a 9. No, 9, that's not working either. So there's a bunch of stuff not working. There's basically some pieces that are, I think hidden threshold does work though. So check this out. So the hidden threshold is the number you've got as a player that you've got to get. Oh, check it out. My damage was interpreted as a hidden threshold because it's just sending a -9 over. Okay, got it. So we need to fix our parser. We've got some problems with how we are taking the commands and distributing them. And so what I want to do is I want to build some commands and I want to fix those problems. The hidden threshold part is here. If I want to come in here and say, okay, look, you need a 15 or higher, I can just hit that 15 button. And if you look right in the background here, this one right here that's highlighted, that should change to a 15 when I hit that button. Boom. Okay. And what? Uh-oh. Not good. Not using the right account here. Hold on. Let me move this, drag this over to this side. Where's the menu? Had the wrong account on that. That's not good. So here, I'll do it again one more time with the correct account. Here it comes. And wait, let's get it so we can see it. And I'm going to hit it now. There's the 15. So cool. So I just got to change those, make sure those are all using the correct account instead of that coming out here. So how am I doing this? Let's go look at that, how we're going to do that. So right now, I'll show you how I'm doing it kind of the wrong way. And the wrong way is this. My handle message comes in. I come in. I first check to see if, hey, can I parse this as a result, as an int? And if I can, then I'm going to send. I'm going to set the hidden threshold, and I'm going to send a message out to Humberbot. So set hidden threshold is going to return a string, and in its implementation, it basically says hidden threshold successfully changed to this, which means if you were, by the way, out watching in the Humberbot channel, hold on. Let's go bring that up here. So we go into twitch.tv Humberbot, like there, you should see these things showing up in the stream. Now, this is not what we're streaming off of. This is the Dungeon Master is just going to use this, and I may change it to something else like a private room or something like that later. But if we come in, and if I come back in, I hit that 15 again on my deck, we should see the 15 come in here, followed by that other message right afterwards saying it was successfully changed to 15.
Yeah, nice.
Cool, right?
Twitch channel as debug room.
Yeah, it says it, well, also as UI, right? Yeah. It's providing UI to the Dungeon Master. So the Dungeon Master can watch the chat, can send the commands out through the chat, that sort of thing. The thing is that when we set damage to -9, right? If I go and I go back into damage here, so I'm just, here, let's bring up the Stream Deck UI so you can see what I'm doing here. There it is right there. So if I go into damage and I go into, like, say, I don't know, let's go in here and let's say -64. What happens is that line of code that checks, can we turn this into a number? Says we can, and hidden threshold is successfully changed to -64.
Yep. All numbers everywhere will be hidden thresholds.
Right, exactly. And if we look at inside of the app, there it is right there. It's been changed to -64. Okay. So we're... CodeRushed Alpha, so glad you're with us.
Hello.
I'm a huge fan of that, of his fanfare coming in.
It's a nice intro, isn't
I really like it, yeah. It's like it's like perfect almost. I like how it ends suddenly. All right. And now that I see this, I'm thinking, oh man, you know what? maybe every single one of these, with the exception of this, should, or almost every single one of the major ones, should have a string that they return as a message. So, Codebase Alpha says, I love it too. Cool, cool, cool. Cool. All right, so what we want to do now is we want to go into our chatbot and take this thing. So here's command 1, check. This command 2 is just looking for, hey, if you're sending in one letter, then we're going to get the player ID from that start of the name, and we're going to select the character, and we're done. So this is command 2.
Yep.
Then down here, we're looking for, hey, can we split the lines based on a minus or a plus? And if we can, then we can get the player ID from the name start. So the idea is here, this is looking for something along the lines of something like this. So if I say m minus 20, like that, that should parse in here. Let's set breakpoints here and actually test that and see what's going on with that. Let's see. Oh, wait, I'm the wrong character. It's not listening to me. I'm CodeRushed here. I can't do an m minus 20. But guess what? I can do it here. So let's come in here. Let's just add the letter M in front of that like that. And then we're going to hit that 65 to trigger it. There we go. Yeah. And now we're at the breakpoint. And we got damage lines greater than 1 and 65 damage. And we got the player ID 2. That's me. Fred 0. Lady is 1. I'm 2. So that's good. Player ID. So we're just filling out the damage health change data, sending it. Now, see a squirt of blood? Didn't see it. Didn't see the squirt of blood, but I think that we'll get it if I refresh the front overlay. Send the player data out one more time. Send the player data, hit the button, run. No squirt?
No.
All right.
No blood.
Let's set a breakpoint here and just see why not, because I really would like to see that. All right, here we go. Hit the button down the side here. So, got the player, change health. Player.change health. Inflict damage.
Is it inflicting positive damage?
Okay.
Because you gave it a negative in the first place, but doesn't it negate that within?
Inflicted, this is going to take, you're talking about this line right here?
Incoming value is negative 65. If you're then inflicting damage negative 65, then that's inflicting... I suppose that's probably correct then.
So watch this, yeah.
65 health, yeah. Okay.
If damage is less than 0, then we're going to inflict a positive damage is what we're going to do.
Okay.
So this is going to be... So change health, yeah. So that should adjust the player's health. But now the player data changed is here. I thought there was a second thing on here that was change player health right here and the player data. I think I need this as well is what I need. In fact, yeah. Let's do this. Let's say, let's introduce this. We're going to say this, find player data like that. All right, so let's put the caret here, do that, that, and that. Any better? That I totally would expect that to work. Change player health. Let's double check that. What is change player health looking for? Here, damage health change. It's a different object that we're sending. We need to send it to damage health change. We've already got it here. Okay, so let's set another breakpoint in here. I think we're close to fixing it. Hit the button again. All right, here, run it. There's my breakpoint there. Okay. This is going to be that. Damage change like that to J. Oh, we don't have that. Shoot. Then we got to do this. Like that. Okay, now let's try running it. Blood. There we go.
There
Blood.
we go.
Okay, so now I'm hitting minus 65. Clear my breakpoint. And run it. There we go.
Player X is annoying me. Punches button 6 times.
Wait, what did you say?
So the Dungeon Master's going to have a wonderful pad wherein player is annoying him, therefore punch the button 6 times. Lots of blood, lots of damage. Shush, whoever.
Yeah. M. Holloway 24 says, Happy Tuesday, everyone. Michael Jolly says, drone! Did we lose? Because we were in a breakpoint. Is that what it was? Yeah. So that is going to that's going to work. But what I want to do is I want to choose I want it to work for active player, and I want to get this. I want to clean up this code. Is what I want to do.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let me change this. Get rid of the M there because I don't want that M there, like that. And let's go. Let's fix the code. So how am I doing this? Creating it here, initialize. Okay, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's get a, I don't know, like, all right, we're going to set a breakpoint. We'll see how this works. I'm going to get some music playing too. Well, your Codeman Codes is with us. Excellent. Glad to have you with us, Codeman Codes.
Welcome, Codeman Codes.
Oh, it looks like I think the hold on a second. Let's refresh the drone overlay as well because we did not do that. I think after we restarted, and now then the music should work. Is that going to work? There we go. Okay. Now I think your drone commands will work too, folks. Out in the chat room.
Also demonstrates just how much quicker the overlay is now to reinitialize when we say to do so.
Yeah, it's so awesome.
So much quicker.
All right, I'm going to send just a message out here to get out of here. I want to come in and do something. We're going to radically change this code is what we're going to do. Let's create a new method called create command handlers.
Just want to say, we may very well have got drones on the screen, but we appear to have lost all contact with them. Is that because of the breakpoint?
Yeah, it's because of the breakpoint.
That makes sense then. Fair enough.
Hold on a second. Let me do this. Let's run it. I'll give you control temporarily of your drones again.
Good. As long as nothing's wrong, that's fine.
Let me see what happens now if we go into another breakpoint. Can you control your drones, or are they dead till I go? They're dead?
Yeah, they're pretty much dead.
Ah, man.
That's all right. We're here for the code primarily, aren't we now?
Yeah, I guess so. All right, so create command. Well, let's look at the code we want to create before we set a breakpoint and do it. So I created out here somewhere. Let's go look for it. Solution. Got a lot of commands out here. I want to look only at classes here, so let's see if we can look at only classes and no members. Not relay command, although it's in the app that I'm in. I thought I had the word command in it. Maybe it's not command. What did I create? Hold on a second. Let's go look at... There it is. Master dungeon. Wait, no, that's not it. Oh yeah, I dungeon master command. That's what I got. Okay. Got it. Okay. I dungeon master command. So what we want to do is we want to, in fact, oh, there it is right there. I've got it right up here. I've got all these commands here. So we want to basically create implementers of iDungeon Master command and add them is what we want to do. So, so that's what we're going to do. So let's set a breakpoint. We're going to do one real quickly for the selecting different people, and then we'll test that one out. So set a breakpoint here. Trigger the breakpoint. We're going to come in here. We'll create a descendant of this. So come up here and say class, and this is going to be our player selector command, I guess, like that. And that's going to implement iDungeon Master command. Implement that interface. And then what I want to do is I want to create it here. So we're going to say new one of those right there, and then we're going to say commands dot add that like this, and then I want to come in. Well, let's just run that. What's my problem? Matches. We're going to say return false. There. Run. Object reference. Commands is null. Ah, okay. That's okay. Let's fix that real quickly. Really? I can't wrap that? Why is that? Do I have to drop this first? Huh. It's weird. It's not giving me the ability to create a property wrap around that. So let's do a read-only property of that type. Call it command like that, and then we're going to get rid of that, and then we're going to come down here and we're going to say if null. Then we're going to say NINST for new instance. And actually, I want new instance with a comma at the end of it, so it gives me the shorter version of it like that. And then we're going to return commands like this. And then down here, we're going to change this line of code to commands.add right there. And now if I run it, looks like maybe it's working. Okay, so we got some next thing, point of music happening. So now we've got our command added here, our new player selector command. Our implementation is never matching, so we get to fix the match, and I want to use regular expressions to do that. Did I use? I didn't use the regular expression URL or not URL, the library namespace up there. So I'll have to type that in by hand here, unfortunately. What'd you say?
Just unfortunately the longhand way of doing things, but yeah, you're right, because we're already in.
Yeah,
it's not worth stopping it necessarily.
So
to get that in there at this point.
Right, create command handlers is here. Let me do. I want to add a clear here above it, and then I want to find it and execute it. So that's the next bit of code we're going to add. So let me set a breakpoint, or get to our breakpoint rather. Let's come in here. All right, so there's our clear, just so we're not adding the same thing all over again. And then what do we want to do? We want to say something in effect of, I guess, for each Dungeon Master Command and commands. Fine, we want to say if Dungeon Master Command dot matches chat message dot message like that. Then execute. And we're going to pass in the Dungeon Master app, which is that iDungeon Master app implementer. We're going to pass in the Twitch client, so they can send anything out that they want to. And we're going to pass in the chat message, like that.
Do we also want to break out of the for each at that point, or are we prepared to have multiple command implementers for a single message?
No, I'm going to break out of that, baby. But I also want to find out, why is this not liking this? Dungeon Master app. What's... Okay, so Dungeon Master app, what is it?
Dungeon Master chatbot? No? Maybe.
Did I seriously not store that? I'm confused. Dungeon Master app, just uppercase. Okay, that's all it is. All right. Okay. And then I want to get out. And so all this goes away. Okay. Now we still have to do something with this, right? We have to write this code, but
put this in the individual commands.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's the nice part about this pattern, okay? You've got this rather large, if this, else, if this, else, if this, else, if... Now we're going to take each piece, move it out into its own command, where it's kind of isolated from everything else. It has a limited accessibility of things.
Yeah.
Makes it all neater, makes it... So if you're accidentally doing something you shouldn't be doing, having access to various things, it'll become more apparent because the language will prevent you from doing that. And again, it just, if there's a problem with one of the commands, you know exactly where that problem is. It's in a very narrow sphere of influence.
Yeah, it's super easy to debug too. Once you have, and to look at what's wrong. Once we have the player selector command in its own file and every other command in their own files, it's so easy to maintain. So that's what we're looking to do here. All right. So now what we need to do next is we now need to come in here and we need to implement matches. So I'm going to set a breakpoint here and we'll trigger it again. And so now the negative 65 is in here. What I want to do is, what is it? It's system.text.regular expressions. Okay, regex dot match. I think we're going to do that. The string input is going to be message. And the pattern is going to be Fred, Lady, Merkin, Ava, Willie. Okay, those are the first names of all the characters. I think I'm doing this right. What is going on? What's going on here, though? I don't understand why I'm getting a weird syntax thing in my string.
Is that spell check?
No, no, it's not spell. Well, this might be spell check. What are these going on here? That's not a special character. Let's do this anyway. But I don't understand why I'm having these in my string. Is it because it's a parameter to regex? Is it syntax highlighting it for me? So I think what this is going to do is match any one of these characters. Is what I think it's going to do. And let's.
Yeah. Now is that when you say matches, if it's only that character, so it won't work if there's a suffix with additional characters?
Yes, this should only match if it's one of those right there. And it looks like I needed to come over here and grab this and put that there. Sorry about not using that, kids. It's making the lines a little messier now. But we can now do this. Something effective if not null, then I don't know. We'll just do that, and we're going to set a breakpoint here. And let's see what we get. Match is not null. What's in match? Success is false. So we want to say and match dot success. In fact, we can pretty much come down here. I think we can say, since it's not a match, we can just come down here and say return match dot success. But actually, let's do this. Let's keep that there because I want to have a breakpoint. But we're going to do this here, and we're going to run. Okay. Syntax highlighting makes sense, says M Holloway 24. I've never seen it before, so kind of cool if that's what's happening. If we've got regex syntax highlighting. Will Bennett says if you're using the same regex over and over, it's probably better to create a compiled regex object instead of using the static methods.
This is true.
I'm going to say this is true. However, I'm not using it over and over millions of times a second. I'm using it over and over hundreds of times in 2 hours, which means we can do it as an exercise, but the perceived benefit is probably going to be unnoticeable. So yeah, we can totally do that. Happy to do that as an exercise for this. All right, so let's see if we can get a match now. Let's see what happens if pretty sure match is never null. Yeah, I agree with that. I have now, well, I was going to say I've now changed it, but I haven't. I've got a breakpoint right here. And let's see if I change now one of the players. I'm going to hit one of the player buttons and see if we get a match in here. Ah, cool. We get a match success. Cool. Yep. So now what we want to do, so we're going to say, yes, we've succeeded. But now we're going to have to go grab this all over again, adding weight to Will's argument, which I never, ever like to do. We got to do it one more time to get the data from it. Or we could save the data, is what we could do, which I kind of like doing.
You're back, Mark.
What'd you say?
Well, I thought it was just me and my internet was a bit iffy, but I'm seeing in the stream that some other people, sorry, in the chat room, that some people thought the stream died for a moment there.
Oh, I can see that. And it looks like it just came, it looks like it's kind of coming back. Yeah, I had some, looks a little shaky. Oh, it's dropping down again. Back up again. Interesting. Might need to do a preview. Might need to do a refresh. Yeah. All right. Let's match is never null. I'm agreeing with that too. We can just do that, and so now we can store this. So this is what I'm going to do for now, and then we'll set a breakpoint over in execute, and we'll run. And now we're in execute. We've got our player initial is set to M. So now we can say Dungeon Master app dot select character. And now we need to get the player ID, but I'm pretty sure Dungeon. Stop streaming and starting again. Oh, wait.
Aaron's fixed the stream.
I think Karen just fixed everything. Sex Positive's here in the stream, and she's got a favor to ask. We were just having stream problems, and then all of a sudden she shows up and everything fixed. Correlation or causation?
Well, there's interesting.
Did you try plugging the USB in? No, I didn't try anything. I just stared at the 0 kbs per second upload in disbelief. I could hear Rory. Rory could not hear me for part of it. Yeah, the whole thing was crazy. It's like back up again. What you got for a Sex Positive? Oh, here, let me hit some buttons, see if it works. I'm going to hit Ava here. Let's clear this. Run it.
Ava Wolfar.
There we go. Nice. So our new command's working.
Brag. Lady McLovenuts.
I'm just hitting the buttons across here.
Bushwhacker.
Excellent. What was that? So yeah, we're in the middle of writing some code, honey. What you got? You have a favor? You want to ask a question? You want to ask our friends?
Now interested.
I'm pretty sure I can download this. Codeman codes. I'm pretty sure I can download 0 KB, so my bandwidth isn't an issue. Yeah. Jetsam says bad juju. There was something going on. Oh, it's dropping again? Or no, wait. It says it's
down.
Is anyone
on here
familiar with the brilliant science of great design?
I don't know. I'm not sure if we got anybody in that field.
No, I think she's talking about my course and or the talks that I've given is what she's talking about.
This is possible.
Because I think she's got an assignment, and she's got to, for assignment, she's got to interview someone. She's got to interview 2 people. And she was saying, well, I could interview you about science of great design. And I think she wants to see if there's anybody out here who would be willing to do an on-camera testimonial for her class is what she's looking for. Is that right, baby? When do you need to do that? What was the question asked? Will Bennett is asking. Sex Positive, a.k.a. Karen Mangicotti, my wife, is doing a class on instructional design. And in it, she's got to create a video where she's interviewing folks. And she wants to know if anybody is out here who's familiar with Science of Great Design, willing to do a testimonial for it on camera for her class. Anyone with something nice? Anyone with something nice to say? Cover Beauty says, I'm not.
Mark Miller.
About Mark Miller. Yeah, that's a reach, baby. That's a stretch on this show. All right, guess what, guys? We did. The buttons are working. At least I said they're working.
Nuts. Eva.
Eva, they are working, so I can hit those buttons. So anyone? No? Anyone? I think, baby, the folks out here are quiet. They may not be able to do it. Michael Jolly says he's got a nice beard. Actually, Michael Jolly would be a great person to interview. He's very enthusiastic. He is, but Michael Jolly may not be familiar. Go ahead, what?
I'm wondering if those people with fanfares maybe have some interesting things to say.
I don't know.
You know, about the great design of said fanfares.
Oh, interesting. Yeah, maybe. I guess they could do that. All right. I need some sound bites about the UI course or whatever. Anybody, by the way, who's not familiar with it, who's interested in doing it, knows how to press buttons. I do. And wants a coupon to get the course, my Science of Great UI course for free, I'll give you a coupon code for that, but you got to watch the course soon. When do you need this by, Karen? His head doesn't blind me like the Michael Jolly does. Okay. Sex Positive says she'll take the beard comment. When do you need it by, Sex Positive? When is the interview needed by? Well, we'll wait for that question. We'll wait for her to answer that question. Okay, cool. So we have got one. Our player selector command is done. I do not apply powder, sir, to reduce glare pre-stream. Good day, sir. You forget yourself, Michael Jolly. Well, Ben says, I haven't seen the course. If you want to see the course, you've answered it? Sunday? I see the Sunday now. I didn't see any others. Okay. Sunday. Okay. So, yeah. Baby, we're going on vacation. We're going to be in Vegas on Sunday. No, I don't powder. Jesus. All right. There's a rumor starting, Rory.
Yeah, I can see how these things take off.
All right. Scroll up. Yeah, she says scroll up. I see Sunday once. I don't see it the other time. Maybe I missed it. Anyway, we were having some connection problems here. Yeah, so if you guys have time and you want to do it, she needs to get an interview. I guess we're going to somehow figure out an interview remotely from Vegas. And you want to see the course, let me know. You guys out there, I think you all have my contact information out there. If somebody else doesn't and you want it, send me a message in the chat room and I will DM you with that if you want to reach out. So if you think you have time to do that, I can give you access to the course, and then you can watch the course and say something about it if you feel so inclined to help out Sex Positive with her assignment. Yeah, I think Michael Jolly is right. If we do an interview that we record in Vegas, it's got to stay in Vegas, baby. So it's got to stay in Vegas. All right, let's create another one. Let's do a command handler for. What'd you say, Rory?
I said, yeah. I mean, it's great. Let's get as many of these things on, in the can as possible, because they are nice, simplistic pieces of code that are very cleanly written, very obvious what it is they're doing.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. So let's do, I think, a health damage one next. And yeah, let's do that. Health or damage next. So we'll do that. So I'm gonna hit just a damage. Bring that in there. There's our breakpoint. And now we're going to create a, let's select both of these, and we're going to come in here and call this a health damage command, like that. And then we're going to declare that as well. Holy cow, I've never done this before. What do you think about this? Using duplicate selection on a whole class.
Entire class. Yeah,
and then,
why not?
I didn't even have to paste. Look at that. Okay, so not bad there. Health initial. What data are we going to need to store from the first one? It's going to be the health damage value, and that's going to not be a string. That's going to be an int, like that. And okay, so not bad. And let's do a little bit more here. We got to do, we're not going to do this here. We'll do something else. And down here, we're not looking for that. We're looking for I want to define a group here. And we're looking for a plus or a minus. So a minus or a plus. And which of these, Rory, can you look up? I have a feeling both of these need to be escaped. Check to see, I want to see in regular expressions, do the plus and minus need to be escaped? We need that, followed by any number of digits.
It's like the plus sign.
Does?
We've got a few. The bar symbol, question mark, star, plus sign, open and close parentheses. Open square brackets and curly brace opening as well. Any of those need to be escaped.
All right, so yes on plus is what, yes. Yeah. So, okay, so there we go.
Not so much on the minus.
So we're looking for a plus or a minus, followed by any number of digits. And if that succeeds, then we're going to do something in here. So let's set a breakpoint there. And I think we just run. Holy cow, is that all we need to do? Look at that. Okay, we got a -1, we got a match, we got a -11, matches successes in here. Let's, what do we have here? Group's value, what is a -11. So we are gonna, I think we're gonna do this. If, try parse that to health damage value, then we'll say RT, return true. Mm-hmm. And then down here, I'm going to say return false, I think, like that. And I think that's good. Okay, good. So run, set a breakpoint here. All right, so now we've got our health damage value is -11. So now we're going to come in here, we're going to say apply health damage change. And here, though, we've got to create something. We've got to create a new damage health change instance and set its properties correctly. So we've got a damage health is equal to health damage value. And I think that's all I want to do. I don't think I want to add any specific players to it. Let's drill into this and do something like this. If player IDs.length dot count. Whoops. Equals 0. Like that. Then I want to get to a breakpoint. Let's see what's happening here. Run. If it's 0, then I want to add the active player. Add. I think I have a player ID property, which is the ID of the active player. Yep.
Good.
All right, cool. So we're going to add the active player. And, uh-oh. Calling thread cannot access it. Oh. Okay, so let's come up here. Can't unwind. Okay, then I'm just going to get an exception. That's not good. Okay. This is all good. It's just that call to player ID. So I think what I'm going to need to do yeah, we can call these asynchronously from any thread. We just need to access player ID on that. So I'm going to make player ID be thread safe. So we got a breakpoint there for player ID. Let's try one more time. Sending some more data. We should get player ID. No. Are we not in good shape anymore because of our exception? Yeah, we're not coming out here anymore. I think we may have to restart. Handle message. Yeah, our exception killed us. Okay. So let's close everything down and we'll restart it. Be aware our fanfares are reset. Where you might want to do a suppress fanfares if you want, although we haven't seen Michael Jolly's. We'll just let everybody know that we're resetting fanfares so that they're okay. So if they want to suppress their fanfare the next time around, they can start their chat messages with an open square bracket. Did you tack a... No. I did not. Are you sure I get partial matches? I think that's like... I think it's greedy. It was greedy. We saw we got a full match there on the last one. All right, so here we want to do it. We want to... I think I've got a template I added on this show called DI, Dispatcher Invoke. Gives me that. All right, cool. So let's run that. Edits were made to code. What? What? Fine. Hold on. I can do this. So this is edit and continue being tough, being kind of, you know, persnickety.
But if we go into that without doing
we're going to do that. And then
the whole point that it wasn't going to allow us to do that.
And then I'm going to do this. See if that works.
Okay.
Okay.
So
no.
How did we avoid the exception?
No. Hold on.
Previously going to get.
Hold on. No, watch this. No, I'm going to do it. It's going to work. Watch this. Watch this. I'm going to drop a marker right here, and I'm going to do this. And Eddie continues going to be like, okay, I'm not looking at you anymore. Then I'm going to jump back into the marker. And now I'm going to be like this, and I'm going to go like, sucker! And I'm going to, no! No! Seriously? How? Okay, hold on. I'm still determined to make this work. I'm going to do, all right, fine. We're going to keep that marker here. I'm going to get out of it. I'm far away from it now. Now I'm going to do it one more time. If this fails, we're going to just...
Hey, studio, quick, look over there.
Don't look. Oh! All right, fine. I'm going to restart. We're going to kill all of that. Sorry about that, kids. We're going to close everything down again. And... No, builders. Yeah. No, we get it. I don't know why it was so mad. Codeman Codes, I just ordered lunch, forgot to order tacos. Codeman Codes, I do not have a fanfare for you yet. It's in my mind. I intend to build it. Okay, what? Not all code paths return a value. wonder if that was really my problem.
In what? Oh, I see. Does the invoker just get called and then?
Yeah, I think the invoke calls. Yeah. So, can we do this? I'm not actually familiar enough with this that we can do this. We can do. I want to do. Can we do this? What's going on in the chat room, Murray?
Is the invoke called an asynchronous thing?
Yeah, but the question
doesn't that mean that you're just going to return the 0 and maybe never get the actual internal?
I don't know.
value?
I feel like there's a yield or a weight or something like this. I don't know how to do this actually. This is like an area. This is kind of what I want to do right here. Like I want this to friggin' work. But I don't know if this is going to work or not. I guess what I should do is check with the internet, see what the internet says. Dispatcher invoke, wait for results. That's what I want to know how to do.
Oh, you return dispatcher.invoke.
If you pass it a function callback, that it will return T result.
So you're just missing a return keyword.
Show me what? Where am I missing the return keyword?
You're supposed to return dispatcher invoke everything you've got.
Oh. So I come back here to return.
Yeah, the inside piece is just a sort of an anonymous function, which you are returning things conditionally. But then the outer thing comes back to dispatcher invoke itself. There you go.
How does it know the type is going to be an int? It's just magic?
Sure, yeah. Let's go with that.
If you pass it a func of T result callback, then return the T result return. That's awesome. So it knows it's an int because I'm doing this and this. Holy cow. I wonder if that's all I needed to do to get it to work.
Right, Will Bennett says that won't work. You need to invoke the call to the property outside. So the invoke should wrap player ID, not be inside player ID, I think is what he's saying.
I want this to work. Are you sure that won't work? I want this to work. This logically feels to me like this is going to make me happy if it works. Let's see if it works or fails. Let's do that at least. All right, so let's send some player data over.
See, I wonder. I think maybe main window XAML is fundamentally on the UI thread already. So inside, we're already transitioning to it.
No, we're not. No, that was the exception we got. We were not in the thread when we tried to access this code. So we had to put it in the dispatcher invoke. So player ID, for this to work, so for this to work, we need to, our test for this, hold on, let's refresh. We got to refresh our windows here on the stream.
Will's changing his mind anyway. He says he thought we were using begin invoke, which we're not.
Okay.
So possibly we're all good.
All right, cool. I'm going to refresh the drone game. We're going to lose the music until we restart it, which I'm going to do right now because I'm a fan of that music. Let's get that music going. Scroll overlay, let's refresh that. Okay, those are refreshed. Now if I hit minus 15, okay. What's going on here? Okay, we got a breakpoint at least. Okay, so this is executing here. This is exactly where we want to be. Now we're going in here. Player ID is 0. Let's add the player ID. Here's the magic. The question is, will this work or not? And it looks like it worked. Player ID is 2. Perfect. It works. Sweet. And then we're going to run it. And now I heard blood. So let's try again.
I heard blood and I saw sparkles from a scroll.
Okay. Well, let's see what happens.
That was a slightly strange combination.
Oh, interesting. Okay. That's okay. That's okay. It's an ordering problem. I got to send the player data again now that I've refreshed them. Now that I've done that, I click on me. Now we should see the blood in front of me.
Bushwhacker.
And so that's pretty cool. So let's see. Let's go bring up the UI. And so we'll come back up one. We'll go to 0 through 9. We'll do a 5. There's a little bit of a 5, right?
Yep.
Fun, isn't it? And let's go back up and let's do a 20. There's a 25 right there. Should be full screen animations, right? For whatever that blood is coming out. Nice. Are you happy, Roy?
Very good. I am. That's pretty good.
And I love too that our player ID is thread safe now, right?
Yeah.
I just love just changing it. I didn't want to wrap it because then